Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Fables of Alaemyr. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jay Steiber, leading our intrepid adventurers on their epic journey. Allow me to introduce our band of heroes. First off, we have Nathaniel as the gallant and troubled Sir Alan Starr.
I am here.
We also have Ian, embodying the timeless Warforge with more to say than words to say them, Burke.
Voice line.
We also have Peercy joining us, channeling the musically and hopeful, albeit confused, Talon Heartland.
Hey, everybody.
And finally, we have Allie, portraying the commanding Lady Vesper Delaith.
That's right, she's a lady.
She's a lady. As we delve into the world of Alaemyr, I'd like to remind our watchers, listeners, that you can dive even deeper into our journey, but if you're eager to learn more about the history of the Black Doves, checking out our website, scanning the QR codes right below my avatar. If you want us to keep up with our escapades and catch sneak peeks of future things that we're doing, and watch my failing attempts to try to figure out how to make TikTok reels, you can join us on our socials, and conveniently accessible once again below our avatars in the QR code. For those of you wishing to interact with us directly, you can invite us to join our Discord. You guessed it, right below in the QRs.
Also,
Now,
links in the description if you're
also
a clicky-clicky kind of person and not a tappy-tappy kind of person.
Yeah, or a future person or a present person, because descriptions, yeah, both here and on the YouTubes. So, all that said and done, let us set the stage for tonight's adventure, shall we? When we last left our intrepid adventurers, the four of you undertook rescuing of two of the Brotherhood of Progress's members that went missing in the Bad Place. Sounds better in the native language, but it is called the Bad Place. Both Eucalyptus and Red were captured after attempting a very difficult task by their, at the moment, out-of-favor mentor. While both Talon and Sir Starr made short work of any semblance that infiltrating a prison would be difficult in the slightest, our other heroes didn't think they were going to be of much need. Burke was busy taming sharks, and Vesper, you were not taking classes at the time. What were you doing?
I was fucking sleeping. This was 2 a.m., baby.
Vesper was getting some much-needed beauty. Well, shut eye. That seemed to imply something very not nice.
I'm squinting at you. You can't see it, but I am.
I can feel it. I can feel it bad. And I did not mean it that way. I'm sorry, Vesper. I'm sure your charisma's really high. What Sir Starr and Talon were able to determine was there was some weird underground dealings of certain prisoners being sold or sold into something like the details weren't made intrinsically specifically clear, but they found out that both Red and Eucalyptus, of course, were not there. They were able to get a message to Burke, who was busy sharking it up, and he got a message to Vesper, and the two of you went into the absolute frigid waters, attempting to find the underwater, I guess, storage locker of a number of escaped prisoners, or a number of captured prisoners. A big fuck-off tentacle was dragging them deeper into the water, of which everyone collectively decided, fuck that, not dealing with it, cracked open the lock, got the guys out, and decided that is all you're dealing with, that Kraken's some other adventure group's problem. And that brought you all back together. Reunited with Sir Starr's wards, sent them back to Rosebark in order to stay away from the long arm of the law, and you had some time to determine what you guys were going to be up to between now and the next Moon Festival that is coming up in a few short weeks. Because I believe today is the 5th of Melody, and 2 weeks from today, on the 19th, is the Festival of the Moon, the music festival, where your presence has been, by one way or another, highly encouraged.
I think it's the 4th.
Today's the 4th?
Yeah, because the
3rd. I think it was early
It's-
morning. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's early morning on the 4th.
I have
Because
the 5th.
On the
okay.
3rd, we did a bunch of shit, and then met with Hartford. And
Yeah,
we-
but the new moon where there was 0 light was on the 4th, and like a few hours after midnight is when you guys have ended the night as you were doing the infiltration on Solo Day the 4th. So I believe. It is the
I
5th.
mean, okay.
It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah, there's a skipped day in there, but I'm just.
Oh well.
It doesn't matter.
What is time, anyways? So, from here, I'm actually going to be handing over to you guys. Hopefully, you have prepared for this and figure out what y'all are doing over the next week. We're gonna have 2 weeks of downtime that we're gonna quickly go through, and then we're gonna bring us right to that moon festival and see where it takes us. So, why don't we start with Burke?
Okay, what the heck would Burke do with downtime besides just shut down? He would probably assist other people, so I'm going to let somebody else go ahead of me and
Sure.
see
Just
if
call in when you
inspiration
see
hits
it's
me.
something.
Since
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. Let's go with Sir Star.
Oh god.
Oh God, too soon?
Too
No
soon.
warning? Okay, all right.
First time in a month.
Should you would like me to pass you over as well?
No, I admittedly missed what you said because I was still getting my fucking papers in order.
Oh, good.
I'm
I said you got some downtime. You have 2 weeks until the Moon Festival, and what happened just most recently is you got some of your boys out into Rosebark. You can lift to some
Yeah.
red. You have another week with if the other 4 of your wards are still here in Tyr's capital city, Tyr City.
Yep. Sir Star spends that 2 weeks bouncing
We're actually-
between his.
We're doing 1 week at a time. That's a good.
Sure. It's going to be the same thing both weeks anyway. It
All
doesn't
good
really
then.
matter for me.
Okay.
He is going to bounce between his 4 wards in groups of 2 and check in on them and help with their training. And he's also going to continue talking to his contacts and gathering information about that house that's owned by a nasty vampire.
The house that is owned by a nasty vampire.
Will be in the future.
Which house?
There's a house here that's owned by Willard. We came here in the future. We did
It
some stuff.
will be owned by Willard.
Yeah, will be owned
Yeah.
by Willard.
Sure,
Blake
sure.
was occupying the Hartford estates.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go. I could not remember for the life of me where he was living, but I'm like,
Yeah.
we went there.
Yeah, you're probably there quite often, actually,
Son
as
of a-
Talon's spending a lot of time there.
Yeah, that actually helps a lot. Sir Star definitely takes that time to learn all of the little crevices of that home.
Okay. All right. So your intention is that if that future comes to pass, you'd know good ways to be able to get in and out of this house to be able to gack that motherfucker in his sleep.
Exactly.
All right. I'm gonna need several things from you.
Player Nate doesn't understand if there are things I can plant there to help me in the future.
Just
I
put
mean,
stakes under
Make
every
traps. Stake traps.
under every table and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Just put holy symbols all over the place. Just to
Giant
have,
sun lamps. Yep.
just a really big clove of garlic. Some
Trap
running
doors
water.
in the ceilings that will
Install-
drop garlic down, like the fucking masks that drop down on airplanes if it's
Yep,
crashing.
yep.
Boom, garlic drops from the
Incredible.
ceiling.
My
Oh,
thought is
no.
just install central plumbing.
False
Just
bed
have it
falls
with-
away to holy
Central
water.
plumbing of holy water. Exactly. Just it's all the whole thing has holy water at all the taps.
Sir Star takes 2 weeks and invents indoor fucking plumbing is my favorite thing we've ever done.
Oh my god. It's so
I don't know.
stupid.
That might actually be one of the better things in this
It's
campaign.
a really good idea.
It's a
good
great
idea.
idea.
All right.
Bless
what I
the
need from
water.
you,
Also, how about spiking blood with holy water?
what? Okay, what? What? How? What?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Mhm.
I'm processing. How would you do
Mhm.
that?
You pour holy water into blood?
Yeah, but you usually drink straight from the tap.
Not at your fancy fucking parties, you don't. Jeez,
That's
dude, it's
true.
like poisoning the
That's
wine,
True.
That's what
true.
the farm is for.
right?
Okay, it's fair. All right, okay, I see what you're doing. And I'm trying to plan around it real fast. Give me a sec. Okay.
That actually was a real note.
I love it. It's really good. What I need from you is, since your two groups that you are going to be working with. One of them are working on being badass brawlers, fighters. The other two are working on holy men. So I need you to do a... Why don't you give me an athletics roll. An athletics roll and a persuasion roll, please.
Any chance I could roll acrobatics instead of athletics by using my nimble moves?
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
know
allow
what
it.
you're asking me for, but sure, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Awesome. I like that. 22.
Okay, and that's for your acrobatics?
That is acrobatics. What else did you say? Sorry?
And persuasion, please.
Persuasion.
When I'm taking notes.
That is a 19.
Nice. Perfect. All right. So you spend some time with, I believe, all right. So the fighters, that was Cedar and, oh my God, in my notes. There's so many different pages of notes.
Getting back to my notes.
Cedar and Bartholomew. We're gonna go with that. It's fine. I don't care if it's right. So the two of them, you spend a little bit of time drilling them with.
It's Cedar and Pine.
Thank you, Cedar and Pine. Bartholomew was close. Cedar and Pine. You spend some time drilling with them basics of street fighting. They are getting to become a lot more proficient in how to take and deliver punches. They have not gotten to weapons yet. It's still really freaking early, but you do spend some good one-on-one time with them. The other two, I need you to give me a religion roll.
Okay, and that
And a
is going to
persuasion.
be for Ash and Oak.
And who are the ones who are working with?
You said religion, right?
Yes, please.
That is 16.
Okay.
And persuasion again?
Yes, please.
That is a 15.
Okay, great. So your time with them doesn't go as well. You still are able to share some stories of when you were struggling with your faith and how you were able to find meaning and purpose and how to direct your lives in the way that not only helps yourself but others. Yep, go for
Can
it.
I interrupt that?
Yeah, please.
Just to
Why don't
keep
you tell
in
me
mind
what you
that
did?
Sir Star is not a highly religious type and did not come into his religion as a need for the faith. Sir Star
It's a necessity.
came into his paladin nature as a necessity to protect himself from evil.
Let me shift
So,
that to you. How do you
yeah.
view yourself? How would you then share your connection to a god, and as you share their purpose, even if you're not deeply religious?
Sir Star would talk about how he sees his faith as an agreement with a higher power. And that agreement comes with costs and things he would need to do for his god, but comes with many benefits that allow him to live safer in his life and better fight the evils he needs to fight for his peace of mind.
Cool. So
Anytime they're struggling with their faith, he reminds them that it doesn't always need to be a blind faith that draws them back into the religion. It oftentimes can be a tool to help them get to where they need to be. But it's a tool that must be respected.
Okay, so you find some a bit more not zealotous. I'm not sure if that's a word, but I like it. Followers, but that kind of seem to have almost contractual agreements between a deity and yourself to work towards the same end, even if you don't drink the Kool-Aid. That's cool. I like that. I'm gonna have that be your first week working with them. Your next week, I'll have you booby trapping, home aloning Hartford Estates, if that works for you.
Yep.
Vesper.
The poor Hartfords.
I was gonna say.
They just
mean,
get back home from vacation and just get splashed around every corner by.
Everything smell like garlic.
Right, like the whole fucking house smells like garlic. What's happening?
Melinda, do not use my house as a greenhouse.
She's like, "Ew, I'm not growing garlic here. Jesus, dude. I don't know what he said.
I don't
but
know what he
heard
said, but I heard it
garlic.
from I just heard screaming from the distance.
The only word I
That's-
heard was garlic. But anyway,
All right, well, it's all good.
so Vesper, she keeps doing her thing, going to her classes. I've got a list of smaller things I want to do.
Hit me.
I think you can kind of tell me what's possible or what might lead to something more. So I wrote a couple letters.
Okay. Oh, that's
Requesting audiences, one to the Master of Secrets and one to oh my god, did I not write his name down? Keon? My old pal. His name's not Ryan.
Rail?
But it's Real, thank you.
Rail. Rail Hellington.
Rail Hellington, yes.
Mhm.
I was like, I
Yep.
should know this for multiple reasons, but I don't.
That's all right.
Um,
he's your favorite big bear uncle.
He's my favorite technically uncle.
Mhm.
Not technically uncle.
Not
but
technically uncle. He's new to the. Yeah. He's first generation nobility.
So talking to him, if I can, and then briefly, I want to see what magical scrolls or spells I might be able to copy. You don't have to give me a list
Wizard.
now, but I am a wizard. So just like
Scary.
in my
What?
studies in a populous city, what might be easily available, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, you don't have to give me that list right now necessarily.
I'll add
but,
to my notes. Give Vesper scrolls to copy.
or especially because if I'm like doing wizard stuff, imagine there's like a freshman class of wizards who swap spell books. You know what I mean? Be
Right,
like,
I
oh, I
mean-
learned this spell. Like, yeah, I'll copy that from you, and you copy this from me, and we'll like figure it out. You know, that kind
Totally,
of thing.
but I'm pretty sure you're not in school for wizardry. I'm, pretty
I'm
sure
not
you're
in school for
accounting.
wizardry, but I know that there is wizardry schools, and I can be like, listen up, kiddos.
I
Auntie
got
Vesper's got some things she can teach you.
Amazing. Like how to
Be
take a
that
punch.
word lady at the community college. Got it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
also that kid.
Not
who
that
can
much
give
older than
spells, too, 'cause
No,
you're
I mean
just
like
gonna be careful things.
older enough where they think you're old, but we're like, what the fuck?
Right. They think you're old because you're 25, and you're like, oh no.
Oh, if I
But,
could go back to college.
Right. And then the last thing I want to do, which this might be, or I might need some help from Hartford, but he agreed to do so sort of esoterically. I
Right.
want to start digging my little fingers into the pies of people who might strongly dislike the Master of Coin or otherwise consider him their,
Ooh.
no,
list
if not
of-
their enemy, but you know what I mean? Like people who got beef.
Right. I have a list of a lot of these people and their relationships, but that would be me spending some time for going through my notes right now. So I'll probably do at the break. Is trying to get that to you.
Yeah, so we can do that at
Who
break.
got beef with who?
Who's got
Who-
beef, and then if I can, talking to them. So
Great.
she's going to spend a lot of time talking to people, and I especially want to talk to Hartford himself more about that particular angle when I can.
Love it. Okay, we can spend a little time running through those scenes. Question on the 2 letters that you're writing, both to
Yes.
Rail and the Master of Secrets.
Yes.
What is your purpose in those letters?
So my purpose is basically to meet with them both for the same reason. Like, for Rail, I want to get him on my side because he's influential in House Keon, if my understanding is correct.
Yeah.
Even if he's first generation noble, like he's well respected and knows people who know people.
Yeah, he's
Um,
effectively the same rank as your sister, but better liked. Because
Yeah.
he's a soft-spoken barbarian.
Right.
So
Right. So I want to like get in contact with him to then get in contact with the heads of House Keon, basically.
sure.
Do a little through line there. And then for the Master of Secrets, there's not a lot of detail in the letter, but I think what she probably does is she requests a meeting, she reminds him who she is, which for the audience members, I suppose, way back in one of our very first sessions was at another ball where the Master of Secrets gave Vesper a riddle to answer, or like a puzzle. I forget what it was. I think it was a riddle, and told her like, if you can get this to me by the end of the night, then I don't remember the context anymore. But
I see promise in you, and I.
Yeah. The point is that she was able to do it. She solved his riddle and got back to him. He was like, "Okay, noted. Like, I'll keep.
got a good head on your
Thank
shoulders,
you.
man.
You and
You're
I
strong.
are gonna get along or
Mhm.
whatever." And so I want to remind him of that, and then ask him for a meeting pre-Moon Festival, if possible, because
Okay.
I have some information he might be interested in.
Okay, and you're trying to do this subtly, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, to kind of weave it in there. Like, the request for the meeting doesn't have to be subtle, but I have something that you might want to know is more subtle.
Okay. Why don't you give me 2 persuasion rolls, 1 for each of the letters?
Okay.
Go from there.
I'll do
And
the... Why can't I... Hellington. Thank you. I was like, herringbone? That's not it.
I mean, close enough.
I just can't remember people's names.
Yeah.
So that one
That's
for
my
Hellington
trick. Thank you very much.
is a 19.
Okay.
And then for Master Secrets is a 24.
Nice. Okay. I will say this: you receive a letter back from Hellington towards the end of the week, saying that he will be arriving. That he will make an exception and come to the Moon Festival, and can speak with you then. If you'd like to speak sooner, he can arrive a day or 2 before. And you can send him another letter if you want.
Yeah, I'll send him another letter, or maybe have... Yeah, I'll send him another letter and say, if he can arrive a day or 2 before, I would appreciate it, but please don't stress yourself over it, basically.
Okay.
You know, a little bit of the noble speak, a little bit of the, but what I have to tell you is actually serious, so like...
Got it.
Yeah.
The Master of Secrets, and you were also asking for a private meeting as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. He sends you a letter is slipped under your door the night of the 8th that says... sorry, apologies. It says the name of the bar in the Nobles District. I believe it was the... Why do I have so many notes of all these things? Golden Tail.
Something, yeah.
It was Golden
like,
Tail or something like that, and a time.
Okay.
So he gives. That's all you get.
okay. And I want to try to talk to Hartford in more depth before I go meet with the Master of Secrets, if I can.
Sure. Would you like to do that this week?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And I'm bringing the group in on all of this. Also, I'm not doing this in secret. I'm being like, hey guys, I'm making my bid, basically. I'm starting my bid. So.
Right. Which I love. Okay, we can do that. And real quickly, Talon, is anything I want to ask this from you as well, in case something coincides, because I figure you're spending a lot of time with Lord Hartford during this week.
So that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
Considering everything we talked about last time, the things that Talon is going to be doing over the next 2 weeks. Practicing the music, which, let's be honest, doesn't take him that long. Maybe an hour out of his day.
Kind of gives him life.
Yeah. The other things he does are chat with Lord Hartford about the Black Doves and what he knows about them in other cells.
Okay.
Then he will also make sure to reconvene with the other cells here. Since Rogers isn't here, our head is effectively gone. So whether Hartford wants to take that on or Talon does, I don't care.
Right.
But just actively reconnect with the Black Doves.
Okay. Why don't you give me a... Go ahead.
Oh, they've still got a few.
Nope. Sorry, go for it.
What else? Hold on a second.
All good?
Okay. When I'm spending time with Hartford, I am trying to not only continue to encourage the relationship as long as the two of them are still into it, between Malinda and himself.
Sure.
But as well trying to learn as much as I can about his daughter.
Okay.
Then-
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. We can
Hold
play
on.
with that. I think there's going to be some yes.
There's a couple other things.
Okay. I don't mean to keep heading you off. I'm just going to shut up and let me know when you're done.
The the point of checking in with the black doves, right,
Mhm.
is to also look at the old base under the College of Architecture,
Sure.
just to make sure, you know, if there's anything that we need to do there, we can. And Talon will write a little note and leave it a little note to Zeus
Okay.
and leave it
And I
somewhere
believe-
for future Zeus to find.
Okay, because I believe Zeus is still in Rosebark.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that one, but yeah.
Oh, yes.
Time
I
travel.
believe modern day Zeus is still in
Nocturna.
Nocturna.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's just a little like, hello, I know it's okay,
Ju-
Talon.
So just in case the events follow through as they were going to, this Zeus in this timeline will come back and find this note.
Right, exactly.
I like that. Make a note of that.
Then I also go do what I had done before when I was here and go help out at the orphanages, specifically the one with Peter Pegast.
Oh. Okay, cool. So Peter, I believe, is no longer at the orphanage as much as he was kind of working for you guys and kind of had a room in the secret base. But that's the
Sure.
orphanage he came from.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, great. Yeah, let me go through a couple of these with some quick rolls, and we'll do some RP as well with all the ones that we have to. Cool. All right. Can I get... Why don't you give me an investigation? 2 investigations, actually. One for Raylan and one for the Black Doves.
That's a nice roll. So for the first one, for
Yes.
Raylan,
Mhm.
was a 22.
Nice.
Rolled an 18.
Good roll.
Good
to know
the
what
next
your
one's
future-
a 12.
All right. Okay, very good.
But I'm hoping that with, Hartford, who has a thingy, he can be helpful in reconnecting us.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. So, let's do these in order. With Raylan specifically, you learn a little bit about the kind of person that she is. She is a young woman, 19, almost 20 years old, and she is someone who is very much seeking to find the joys that life have for her while she still can. She's very cognizant of her own mortality and the fact that she will not live to an old age. Her passions are music, dancing. She's someone who's really into the court gossip. She keeps herself pretty aware of it, though she's not someone who cares terribly much about keeping up her appearance within court, as she does not believe it will be relevant to her and her house. She is maybe, I guess, a physical description may make sense as well. Slender woman, long brown hair, with green eyes, a hint of blue in them as well, and she moves in a very much of a graceful manner when she has energy to do so. She is prone to spouts of exhaustion, and unfortunately has to be in bed more often than anyone else would be at her age. Though while she still has energy, she tries to do everything she can to live and love life. Is there any other questions you wanted to know about her that I can answer with your awesome roll?
I mean, think it's a good starting point for her.
Yeah, cool. What you learn through Hartford with the Black Doves and the cells is that they do a pretty good job about keeping the cells separate, and so he does not know anybody who could introduce, or he could not introduce you to any other cells. What he does say is that the Master of Secrets is the one who told him and brought him into this organization. And so to gain more knowledge about the other cells that are operating, he would be the person to talk to.
Okay. Then also try to do that. Can you set up a
Mhm.
meeting? Could it be the same time as
Yeah.
Vespers that I don't know about?
Right. I'm assuming he would be like, unlikely, he's going to be really busy. And the investor's like, oh yeah, I already got a meeting. We're good.
Vesper's like, oh yeah, like next Tuesday.
Oh, great.
Yep. So that's kind of where I figured that's going to be going down. Yeah, and you leave your note. Awesome. Before we go to Vesper's RP, Burke, now that you know what everybody else is doing, where does your heart lead you?
So,
Factory.
Burke is immortal and has been through this time before. Unlike everybody else, he was here the whole damn time. Might have been unconscious or deactivated for some of it, but has theoretically been through the sacking of a tier and been part of the enemy's side for that one.
Sure.
So that being said, Burke has a general interest in the city's history, and just like if he's given up enough downtime, he will just sit there and compare notes, like where he knows things fell, like where the walls fell, and we'll compare like what it looks like now versus what he knew it to be like versus
Alright.
everything else.
Couple of questions.
Sure.
Burke, who are you speaking with, and are you actually going to share something that you know that is relevant that would help people and actually share it with people?
No, not at all.
Okay, want to make
He's
sure.
speaking to literally nobody. He is just walking around like a fucking tourist.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to try to help the war. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting that you are on brand all the time, 100%. You
He is
fucking
helping the
monster.
war just by having insider knowledge.
Yeah, perfect, 100%. It's going to be the death of literally everyone. All right, give me a history roll, please.
Sure. That is a nat 20 plus 5, 25.
Motherfucker. Very nice. Please give me an investigation.
Sure. 14.
Okay. And give me just a raw intelligence roll, please.
Okay. 11.
Okay. So your memory of your past is spotty. Almost to a fault. Well, no, definitely to a fault. Almost as a rule. And knowing when and how certain activities have happened, and how was never certain activities great at doing since the before 4 times, and even worse since going through that crazy river of time and seeing a whole bunch of other timelines, which is some weird shit that probably isn't real and probably not relevant. But in this instance of seeing the interior of the walls of Tier City, you recall how this city fell. You recall the objectives you were given to target this city. And the thing that you remember explicitly, in order for your purpose to help the city fall, was to bring down the... It's not a portcullis. I'm sorry, I don't know the correct word. It's a portcullis, but for water?
Watercolors.
Watercolors, where the entrance of the delta into the city that is. So, for those of you who don't have our lovely maps, the city of Tyr City, actually exists on a river delta, and all of the small land masses between those bisecting portions of river that have those little islands between it is where the city itself exists. There are bridges between those that connect. Now, in that first bifurcation, where the main river comes into the city, there is a wall that brings all the way there. And that wall is where in the city that there are priests that actually bless the water coming in through that water cullis, whatever you want to call it, that provides protection from the undead. Because in my world, it is not running water, it is blessed running water that makes vampires incapable of crossing. And so your previous task in the last time that you did this was to destroy and then blight the water that was coming through, allowing the vampires to actively invade. That's what you recall.
Okay. Well,
and you did a terrible job because it still seems to be up and working, and you don't know why, because you're positive you destroyed it. So that's a personal affront to you.
So I go and destroy it now.
No, well, I mean, roll for initiative. I mean, there's no time like the present or the past.
Moving to Preox once again.
Beautiful. All right, Allie, I believe. Okay, I think what's everybody.
That's me.
Checking me out. All right, it is you. You wanted to speak with Lord Hartford.
Yarp.
Yarp. All right. Well, we got some time for you to speak with Lord Hartford. We can take this from. He's spending much of his time preparing for the Moon Festival himself. He is probably out in his courtyard, helping assemble a series of fireworks that are going to be performed out there. So he's out walking around.
Yeah, well, I'm not just gonna catch him. I'm gonna do the formal thing, the polite thing. I'm gonna request a meeting and come at his convenience and do all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not just gonna walk up to him yet.
All right. Well, so then he says he has a time between 7:30 and 8 when he takes supper, and he asks if you will join him for supper.
Yeah. Cool.
So, evening of the 8th, you are welcomed in. There is simple stew, some incredibly good wine, and a bottle that you recognize that is not being publicly sold yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't serving me that, I'd be like, Alenda, what are you doing? Or I would be like, Harold, you need to do better, actually.
Right.
Because she hasn't given you access to the good stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, once we've, eaten a little bit and done the formalities, said the formalities, I'd probably check, actually, if anybody wants to come with me for this conversation. They don't have to, but like...
All right, roll call. Who's interested in talking to the man?
I mean,
about
I already am, so
this
sure.
specifically. Yeah. About this Master of Coin stuff.
Bert can only stare at defenses for so long.
That's fair.
I mean, they're technically negates, but, here we are. You're
God
welcome.
damn it.
You're welcome.
That hurt me. That dealt me psychic damage. I gotta...
Everybody take
Take a
1d4
minute.
psychic damage. You're welcome.
Yep. Vicious mockery.
Mm-hmm.
Frick.
Broken.
Yeah, so if anybody else in the party wants to be there, they can be. I don't need to keep this exclusive. Just you don't have to be there. But yeah, once we've had, eaten some and gotten the formalities and chatted a bit, then you get to the business, right? In which Vesper, put her fork down and take her napkin out of her lap and put it on the table, and just say, we spoke briefly a few days ago of ambition, I think. And it wasn't an appropriate time for me to explain to you the full brunt of what I plan to do, but I did ask you about the Master of Coin. Briefly.
He nods. You did? And I gather that you have a more specific interest than just general curiosity.
Well, we have a, call it insider knowledge about his character that may reflect poorly upon him, should it come to light. And should it come to light, there would be a vacancy where he once sat.
Are you asking for my backing as the new Master of Coin?
Not yet. But I am asking, who might be sympathetic to such a cause?
Good question.
Should you know of anyone, at least. I have a few leads, shall we say, but anything concrete, or even flimsy that I could make more sturdy, I would certainly be willing to put the work in.
Well, I can't claim to know the inner minds of everyone at court.
Of course not.
I do know that the regent has, Nayadian Telgamore has made it quite public that he's been displeased with Jonas's ability of to manage the coffers of the city. I don't know if it's his disfavor goes any deeper than that, but he has spoken down to him on more than one occasion. I do know that our Master of Secrets, Maestro Linux, has also... I've never heard him speak a kind word about Master Bravo, Master of Coin.
That's certainly a good place to start. Now, I can't, I wouldn't ask you to know the minds of others at court necessarily, but, you know, I've been away for a bit. So any alliances or... I'm trying to think of a way to say beef that's not just fucking beef, because that's the only word my brain's coming up with right now. Yeah. Any enmities that might exist between himself personally or his house and others who I might just be able to get a word in edgewise for, who, whether or not they hold their own ambitions. I wouldn't want to put somebody on my tail necessarily.
I do have a section that has allies and enmities, and, you know, if I would have filled this one out for him, that would have been really helpful.
Yeah, and, you know, just what Hartford would know as somebody who's very intricately involved in the city's political machinations.
So I'm going to take a kind of a bird's eye view of what Hartford would know.
Yeah, we don't have to role play the whole thing. Yeah.
Let me just pull up my list of boys. I have so many boys. All right, so as that there are a large number of noble houses, but not everyone spends most of their time here at court, of course. Some people that he has mentioned that would be less than thrilled with the Master of Coin. A name that he would bring up is the head of House Triton. Triton, excuse me. Triton. Malik Triton. Which I believe... I believe, Vesper, that name would resonate with you. So I'm pretty sure you were engaged to his dad.
Gross.
Yeah. But, you know, that happens with the nobility sometimes.
Well, yeah, these things fall apart all the time. And
But
if Malik's the head of house now, that means Daddy Dearest is no longer. So
Sure.
not
is-
not living, but not head of house, and hopefully
Correct.
So.
There, yeah, and so the current head of House Triton, Malik, younger man, blue for hair. Yep, sorry, I have so many freaking notes, all these different people, and I'm trying to go through them as best I have.
If I guess to save you some headache and notion scrambling, like if you just want to get me what Hartford knows during the break, that's
Yeah.
fine. I just wasn't sure if he would know of things that Vesper wouldn't be able to discover on her own. Also doing, like, talking to other people, talking to her sister, talking to other nobles she's met in her fucking accounting program. You know, like just really pulling on the strings here.
Sure. Getting people to be like, who doesn't like this current head of the Master of Coin? Now, that's kind of a complicated question because people that believe he's doing a bad job spending coin and want him out versus thinks he's corrupt, very different questions, though in your purpose doesn't matter.
Right. But it's also like, I don't care how he goes. It's just, I care that he goes, right? But also, like, I imagine a lot of this would be her some asking for advice from Sir Star on how to be in the right place at the right time to overhear conversations, right?
Got it. Okay, so
Like-
one thing that I will give you that Lord Hartford knows, as he's been at court for his entire life, he knows that the members of both the high houses of Junifer and Skelgar are just not super. They don't really care a ton about the war. They're safe. They're on the other side of the Everrise Mountains. They've been having to pay far more than they consider their fair share of taxes into the Tyrian Empire, and largely it from the Master of Coin. They are not pleased in the fact that they feel like they are giving a lot, not getting anything back, and they'd be better off. It's not been like a formal declaration of secession or anything, but they've felt they're much better off not being part, having to pay this exorbitant tax every single time and getting shit back. They feel like they're unfairly being punished.
They've made a fuss, regardless of if not threats.
Yes. So the
Skelgar
house-
and what was the other one?
Junifer. They are two of the major houses, right?
Yeah. I know. Yeah,
Oh, good. Under Skelgar, they have the smaller houses of Karen, Tenon, and Linux. And I can just give this to you versus.
We don't need to go over the whole
Anyways,
family trees here. Just
Sure. Yeah. So those are, which is pretty significant, right? Because as they are they're less like gung ho, hurrah, we're all part of this in this together. They're more like, yeah, maybe we don't need to pay this out of taxes, and Master of Coin, when collecting, is the one who's. Yeah, I said that already. Cool.
Yep.
That should help. Also, one thing he does mention with House Triton, he did mention that the scuttlebutt is they're still not super happy with the House Delayth for the broken engagement.
no, of course not.
Okay. So that's not just his father beef. That's a family beef.
Father beef.
It's up to him.
Yep. Okay. That's what you get from that. Cool.
I think so.
Okay. Talon, do you have anything you wanted to ask Lord Hartford while you're in there as well?
No, I think I got it from him, but there was something for Vesper.
Yeah.
As you're like leaving, it's like, hey,
Hey.
so I'm gonna do it. We kind of talked about it before, but
with Raylan.
yeah. I mean, not do it, just, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, no, I know what you mean. Okay. I support you. You know that.
thanks. That really means a lot.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pretend that this doesn't fucking suck, though.
I agree.
Okay.
What are we gonna do about how we...
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sort of in the middle of making a bid for a seat here. Maybe once that Sorry, one of my neighbors is bringing in their bins right now. It's about to be super fucking loud.
Sure.
So sorry if you hear that. I don't know the timing of this exactly. How it's gonna look for me to be having a baby out of wedlock. So, that feels gross to say.
Yeah,
Not because it's gross, but because everybody's gonna think it's gross, and that's what's gross.
right. Well, how soon did you have... How soon was the deal for? We made it in the future, so...
I'm not got our memories. Well, we didn't make it in the future. That's the problem. We made that the first time we went in.
I suppose that's true, and that would have been like a month ago.
Yeah. We've got a year for the wine thing.
Right.
The kid thing wasn't given a timeline exactly.
Okay.
I sort of, well, I thought I was going to get away with something before kind of making assumptions about my family. You know that I don't know that my family's cursed.
Well,
It seems obvious, right? But
yeah, but I see what you mean.
yeah, like I've never confirmed it exactly. But the point being that I think if I can give them what they want sooner, that may make our path easier.
Then I suggest you learn how to cast some illusions.
Yep. Fuck. When are you gonna tell Hartford?
I mean, he already knows. Like we talked with him. Oh, about the other part. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, not that part. That part's between, I mean, frankly, that's between you and I.
Yeah. We've been talking about it,
Okay.
and I think it is the wisest play.
I guess. Yeah. I guess no one has to know about. I mean, who? Yeah. Never mind.
I suppose it's just fate for a nameless bastard to beget another nameless bastard.
I think at that, Vesper will take both his hands and, like, wherever we're standing, kind of pull him totally to the side. Just say, whatever happens with the Fae, I will make sure that this child knows who their father is.
I hope they do. I don't want
And
to be like mine.
I expect you to be a part of that, no matter what happens.
Okay.
Whether it has to be secret from everyone else or not. You don't have to do to them what your father did to you.
I don't want to. And I think on the it's gotta be soon thing. See what you can dig up by that college of yours about Fae magic. From what I know, it's not necessarily the letter of the law, it's intention. So until they come a knocking.
Yeah, basically. Here's the thing. Well, I said this. I know what I promised them. And what I promised them was that this child would be Fae, not that they would be taken.
Fair?
So, we're gonna see what I can get away with, I guess.
It's about the best we can do. If they do come knocking, though, please let me know.
I
can
doubt
help.
it will be very long if they do.
Yeah.
Either way, I think we've at least got a year. They might be expecting an extra delivery. I don't really know. Maybe we should talk to them? Is that weird?
No, I can send.
Hey, Gladrella, Talon here. Can you send Vesper a copy of that contract that she made with you, because she's a little unclear about the details
It's not a bad
and your
plan.
expectations. I mean, the worst they can do is say no, right?
It is. The best they could do is renegotiate.
Try it, I guess. When you have a moment.
Yeah. I'll try it.
Okay. And well, the other thing I want to be clear on, I guess, is that once you commit yourself to, or rather, we should either before or after you commit yourself to Raylan, because I don't want to do that to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's got to like me first.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go be somewhere else now
Okay.
for a bit, if that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, Heartlandford, man, names.
Yep.
It's still, everything's jumbled sometimes.
Yeah, they gave you a different name than they have to differentiate.
Yeah. I'm sometimes a different me, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said something about speaking with the Master of Secrets, but I have no idea how to get a hold of them.
Oh, I've got a meeting in a couple of days you can come to if you want.
That would be great.
Yeah, it's about similar things, so if you want to ask him about the Black Doves,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
see that.
exactly.
It's a related topic, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll bring
Do
you
you-
along.
Think it would be more or less conspicuous if all of us were there?
I mean, it'd be more obvious,
I suppose.
but if the others want to come, I think they have a right to be there.
I mean, we are a cell without a quote-unquote leader. I mean, we have a leader. He's just not here right now.
Yeah, and I don't know how fit he is to keep leading at this moment in time exactly, you know?
Right, or how much he wants to. And we...
You should
You
probably
know,
talk to him about what he does want to do at some point.
yeah, I can send him also, actually, now that I think about it.
Probably
Alright,
a good
that-
idea.
That gives me things to do during the days.
Okay. Then I'll see you around.
Yeah. Best of luck at school.
Thanks. Good luck with Raylan.
Thanks.
Say hello from me.
He kind of gives that, that wince grin. Like, he knows you're not trying to say it to her, but he's like, "Ugh, I will."
Maybe don't. Maybe just leave me out of it entirely. That's probably better. Okay.
No, that's not why I winced, but I will.
Oh, sorry.
It's
you know,
okay. This is just
I don't
hard.
know what to do.
Yeah.
This sucks. Okay.
Yeah, it does. We all do.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll see you later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Till then.
Till then. A nice curry.
And Burke, who's been
Going for a
standing
snorkel.
the whole time, just
Yes.
says, "That was weird."
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Okay, we are playing a game and we are moving on to other things that are happening in the timeline. Cool. So, Vespers meeting is at the end of the following week. This has been that first week of what you guys were doing. I do want to touch back on running down the list of what everybody's up to. Sir Star, you were trying to invent indoor holy plumbing.
Yep.
Is that a real thing you're working on?
I mean, as I stated earlier, player Nate is honestly not sure how to prep this house for future, but sure, yes, some kind of system that I can system or trap I can place in this house to help me in the future.
Sure. Okay.
Most likely it would be something that gives me easy access to the house. It wouldn't like Sir Star's not a fucking plumber or an engineer. Trademark. Oh no.
That is his true quest in life, to kill vampires. All right. Why don't you give me
honestly,
Yeah, I mean that would be a pretty stupid sick movie. That'd be really fun. Only one man here for the job. A plumber with nothing to lose. And his brother. All right, cool. So
I call him Bladario.
Oh, it's stupid and I love it. That's so dumb. Awesome. Why don't you give me... Let's start off with a religion roll as well, please.
Okay.
You don't know everything about vampires already.
So very good at. Oh, nice. I rolled well, at least. No, that's a 21.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Then... I'm assuming you're letting people know you're doing this, or you're just going to be like, I'm just working on the plumbing here and it's fine.
Oh, no, he would absolutely tell his friends. He's not going to tell the people that live there. They don't need to know that their house will someday be taken over by an evil vampire.
Okay.
But so absolutely, party mates are going to know what's going on.
Sure. I need a deception roll as well then, please.
Bet. That is something I am good at. That's a 26.
Great. Deception 26, and...
That's not good.
Give me survival.
Stream might have gone down.
What?
It
Did we lose the stream?
keeps doing that. I keep kind of looking at it, and I'm not sure if it's my connection, but it seems like it might be the stream. Oh, nope, wait, there it is.
Oh,
is it me?
no.
Nope,
No, it's still spinning.
Okay,
Got
mine
you,
went
Peercy.
down. There was a network error.
Peercy?
Oh, is it Peercy?
It might be Peercy.
Yeah,
Oh God,
I
Peercy,
know.
don't die on us.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're here?
I'm here. It just went a little. I don't know why it did that.
Weird.
Hey,
Well,
look, we're
OBS
back.
just disconnected and reconnected, but it didn't
we
change
do-
any of the numbers.
interesting.
So-
Are we still recording from OBS's
Yeah.
standpoint?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
live and recording for an hour and 5 minutes so far. I
Weird.
have no
All right,
clue
well-
why that happened.
If to catch up the things that we didn't just say, you can check the YouTubes later. Because apparently we have the full recording, so we're good. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Technology.
Technology is easy and works great all the time. Nathaniel, why don't you give me one more thing that I wanted from you? Why don't you give me a survival roll, please?
Yep, I burned an inspiration point to get a 23.
Fair enough. Okay. Excellent. With all of your actually really, really good rolls there. 21, 26, 23.
Inspiration needed on that last one.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say that one of the things that you were working on doing and was able to get some assistance with, Ian, remind me, is Kestrel in town?
No, he's back in
Rosebark?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I think he still has my tools.
Yeah,
Yep.
so this would be a lot easier with your tools. But you are able to, I will say what you're able to do this week is able to kind of get a sense of the blueprint of the house. You're able to acquire it and see where within the sewer system you could break in. You are able to find some tunnels that already exist within the house structures itself, and an ability to relatively easily add to them in a way that even the original owners of the house don't know.
Thank you. I was about to ask for that. Cool.
So that's what you're able to gather. You weren't able to make any progress on making this happen, but you are able to get a direction of where you could do. Gucci?
Gucci.
Cool. All right. Great. That's what you get from that. Burke. Second week following along?
Yeah, I think sewer wet work is definitely something that Burke would tag along for, if only to keep Sir Star safe. But also, he doesn't have any olfactory senses, so, it doesn't bother him that much.
Fair enough. I mean, sewer is kind of a weird term here because, like, they're on a delta, so they have a lot of running water out of the city into the ocean.
Magic.
Magic sewage.
Magic
That's
sewers.
this is very good.
Burke,
Extra gross.
you don't have to lie. I know you're looking for a smaller shark.
Sewer shark? Maybe.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll treasure your presence anyway.
Not everything's misguided. I like you.
But is that tactical?
Yes. I could argue.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I know myself. Nonetheless, I like you too, Burke.
You're
I
pretty
appreciate
badass.
you. And you. We could live a lifetime together. Well, I guess my lifetime.
Tactical
But I don't know
friendship.
how long my lifetime is going to be.
Not sure he's being snarky or flirting. I think both. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. I always walk that line.
That's all good. I appreciate that about you. And that's what I appreciate about you. Allie, your next week for Vesper, you have a meeting with the Master of Secrets. Is there anything else you want to get done? You also have to respond to Lord Hellington. You sent him a letter out to meet you.
Yeah, I did.
Early?
We did that. I
Mhm.
said if he can arrive a couple days earlier, that'd be great, but not to stress himself out doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
He will do that for you. He will absolutely do that for you. My internet hates me. That's fun. We like this. Yeah, he says he'll absolutely be able to meet you there on the 17th. So 2 days before the festival.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else that you want to accomplish besides letter writing and schooling?
Letter writing, schooling, and meetings is kind of my jam right now.
Love it. Why don't you give me a math roll? Probably just guess intelligence? It's not Arcana.
What for?
How good you learned while you're at school.
Oh, we're rolling for that now? Okay.
Roll to see how many levels you get.
16?
Very good,
16
thank you.
levels?
16 levels in math.
Or I can just go to level 16. I'll accept that too.
Okay.
No,
you are now
share
a
those
16
levels
level.
between us.
Okay,
No, she's-
okay.
All right, everybody gets 4
can
levels
have
of
at least
mathematics.
one. Yeah.
You are all now proficient in algebra. Congratulations. I'm going to have you show all your work. It's going to be great.
Calculus,
regret.
baby.
Yeah, you take some.
Not geometry.
Well,
No. I'm doing accounting. We don't need geometry for that.
no, you definitely do not. Beautiful. All right, we will get to some of those RP things. No, let's do those right now. So you have your first meeting with the Master of Secrets.
Yeah, and Talon's coming along. Do either Burke and or Sir Star also want to come along?
Sure, it seems like an important fellow to know.
Yup, Sir Star is gathering information always.
Cool.
Yep, that is kind of his bag.
We take the squad and we try to be subtle about it.
What up?
Beautiful. You guys head to the inn in the Nobles District, the Golden... Blah, blah. It's on there somewhere. I just don't want to waste time looking through my notes. Go through it in the recap next time.
Is this the same spot that Sir Star took his
Yep.
buddy, his boys? All right.
Yes, it is.
Oh shit, that reminds me of something.
Yes, go ahead.
Add on. At some point during the downtime, after about a week, Sir Star is gonna work that gold back into that little secret spot that he took it from.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He's a man
Return
of
the
his
money.
word. He's returning the money.
Yeah.
As long as, things stayed quiet, he would gather that information
Things
first.
do seem very quiet.
Cool. Yep, you'd give that money back. With,
Good.
like, 3 extra gold.
Oh, well, that's quite a bit because it's about 80% more or something like that. I think it was under 5 gold that he had.
Oh,
Oh,
if that's the case, we'll throw 5 gold back in there.
Ooh, shut up and double your money. Love it.
Ballin'.
Mm-hmm.
keep your fucking mouth shut and get paid, boy.
Yep.
Man, this spying thing is great.
I got threatened and then I got paid. I don't know what to do with that.
I'm both excited and embarrassed. Scabarrassed.
I'm going to stay quiet more often.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
All right, to the, I want to call it the Golden Chopstick because that's
you know what?
the name
Sounds-
of a
that sounds
Chinese
like-
restaurant.
Gannon.
Yeah.
I have
All
one
right,
question before we go.
Yes.
What's the name of the festival coming up again?
It is Festival of the Moon, so it's one of Sebra's festivals, but because it's during the month of Melody, it is a music festival. So, it's Sound of Moonlight Festival, probably.
The hills are alive.
Cool.
The Sound
you.
of Music Festival.
I have incoming messages.
Cool. To me. That would make sense, because I'm running the game. Might be me. Cool. So, you are heading to see Maestro Schlen Linux, who is
Is
the
a
Master of
penguin.
Secrets.
He's a penguin. Yep.
Okay.
Go in, find him, get a drink,
Okay. Yep.
sit down.
Okay.
Is he just hanging at a booth, or like what's the deal in here?
He is sitting in his robes with some papers in front of him. Looks to be a small journal and inkwell, an ink well and a quill, and he is just seeming to write what appears to be a journal. He's at a small table in the back, sitting alone.
All right. Go, like I said, get a drink, give the tiniest, babiest stink eye to the bartender. And if it is the guy
Yep.
that lost Sir Star, his boys.
Yep.
And then go sit down.
Sure.
Maestro?
Yeah, there's solid side eye from Sir Star.
Yeah.
I greet the guy like I've never met him before.
Because you haven't?
I have.
That is
Okay.
a nat 20 for intimidation with
Ooh,
my
for
side
stink
eye.
eye.
Oh.
Nat 20, stink
For,
eye.
for a total of 24.
24 stink guy. Yeah, he. Yeah, taking 5. Man the ship while I'm gone. And he books it.
The fear.
The fear is real.
The fear.
Okay. Lady Delaith, what a pleasure to see you again.
You as well, sir. Might I have a seat?
Please. And he gestures. He actually will close his book and stand up and offer a hand to you to have a seat at the booth.
Shake his
Yeah.
hand and then introduce my companions. Maestro, these are some.
Talon Heartland.
Hmm.
This would be. It's Sir Star. Alan
You can
Star.
call me Sir Star now.
Yes, and then this is the General Urbar. If I'm not mistaken.
Burke nods.
We
Pleasure
call
to
him
see you all.
Burke these days, but
Yes, but it's always good to know the proper names of things.
Indeed.
He sits across from you, Vesper, and offers the rest of you to have a seat as well.
I am a bit, well, not surprised, Maestro, that you were looking to meet in a public space, but just a reassurance that our conversation is indeed one we can speak. If that makes sense.
Vesper, give me an Arcana roll, please.
Ooh, we're trained in this now.
Yes, we are.
Ooh,
Taking classes and
21.
everything. Ooh, very nice. He kind of smiles at you, and as you look at him, you notice that what he says, Mr. Lath, you have no fear that we will be overheard. And as you notice, his finger is making a small figure 8 at the desk, and the movements of his lips do not match the words that are coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. One can never be too careful, as I'm sure you know better than most.
It has been my trade for going on 40 years now, yes.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of trades that have been going on for quite some time, perhaps, I wanted to, well, not quite make you a proposition, but not make you a proposition, I suppose. How is your relationship with our dear Master of Coin?
Lord Bravel is an effective and efficient member of this council.
Is he?
No, not at all. I suspect that he is doing far more harm than good to the kingdom.
I pull a ledger out from whatever bag or I have, and I put it on the table, and I keep my hands on it. And I say, we, my companions and I, have been through quite an ordeal. And we may be able to confirm such suspicions of his effectiveness.
He kind of raises an eyebrow, his finger continuing that ellipsis, figure 8. And what would you want in exchange for such information?
A bit of support. Maybe a bit of... Sorry, player's trying to think of the word.
Okay.
Were a seat to suddenly become vacant, and were an up-and-coming person try to fill it, one might think having somebody on their side as effective as yourself, Maestro, would be helpful.
Since we are speaking in hypothetical theoreticals,
Of course.
while I do not... I have my suspicions about Master Breville that are none too kind about the quality of his character. He is exceedingly good with numbers.
Would you like
If I-
to... Oh, let him go.
If I was to give support to someone to replace him as his time has come to retire, I would hope they could be both trusted and efficient at the not inconsequential task balancing the kingdom's coffers. Clearly,
Well-
you are skilled in the former.
I think you'll find this candidate we speak of adequate at worst. And hopefully impressive, should the time come.
Mhm.
I admit they have little practice under the belt as of yet, but this will be a process, as I'm sure you're aware, with plenty of time to accrue evidence and experience.
Without giving any guarantees, I am quite motivated to see someone replace Master Breville's seat. If I'm able to get some concrete evidence that he has been remiss in his responsibilities, it would be... I would very much like to have an appropriate time and place to remove him and replace him with someone more efficient and capable of helping keep the kingdom from falling in on itself.
Well, excellent news for you there. Can either take the overhead route or the underhand route. The overhead route involves the general disquiet around his competence from certain houses, and perhaps a strict emphasis on the fact that it is time for him to retire. No? The underhanded route, if you are able to, and I have no reason to think that you're not able to, find a ledger in his desk that looks just like this one. And I think you'll have the evidence you need.
And so, okay.
This is hopefully just out of game. To be clear to you, the DM.
Yep.
Because timelines.
Right.
We have the Master of Coins ledger
Correct.
that includes, from the future, all of his dealings with the vampires, including dates
Yes.
past.
It also includes a number of bunch of information that has nothing to do with his purview, as well as troop movements and additional notes.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a
Exactly.
sloppy person, but for a shrewd eye, as in the Maester of Secrets, would be very keen that there is a lot of things that are not in his purview and that are things that have been copied down.
There's a big mess here, and if the solution is for him to step down, well, that would just be so much easier than having to untangle the mess he's made so far, wouldn't it? But
Needy Delaith. If
that's
what
not
you're
me
offering-
saying that. That's not Vesper
Sorry,
saying that.
sorry.
Let me be clear. Yeah.
Got it. But the
I know it's hard to
implication-
tell with the sick voice what's Vesper and not, but she wouldn't say that. That's
All
way
good.
too obvious
Just put your
for the
hand on your head,
conversation they're
because I can see you so easily in person.
having. Yeah.
What he will
no.
say to you is...
Well, hold on. I'm not done
Good.
quite.
Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Continue. Go.
But so just to be clear for the audience, that means that there should be a copy of this ledger in his desk up to the current date, because the
Yes.
ledger that we have from the future includes dates that are happening now.
Yes.
So
And how much of this do you share with him, other than this is what his book looks like? I have a copy of it. I'm not going to show it to you. But this is
I have the ledger on the desk.
Yes.
I haven't opened it yet.
correct.
But I have said if you find this ledger in his desk, it may contain some information that will help you take the underhanded way of plucking him from his seat of power. But I haven't offered it yet.
Needy Delaith, you are offering evidence of treason. There will be no need for a political ousting. He will be removed permanently.
I'm merely offering you the option, Maestro. This is above my pay grade, for the time being, at least.
And it is exactly mine.
Which is why I came to you directly.
And this book is not the one in his desk, but a magical copy of some sort?
My companions and I have been on quite the adventure, Maestro. Do you wish to see a bit?
He appears very calm and quiet, and his body language doesn't change at all. But one thing you do notice is that for a short second, his finger stops in its little figure eight before it continues. Very much so, yes.
I gotta think. What? I'm gonna open up the ledger to the first instance of obvious fishiness.
Sure.
From however many months, years ago.
Okay.
When it became clear that this money's got to be coming from Nocturna.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to take my hands off it, but I'm going to open it up to the page and slide it forward into the middle of the table so that he can see it.
Okay. That means he's going to get a roll. My boy gets to roll. All right. Okay. Not so bad. He kind of looks at it with his one finger, continuing its somatic components. He lifts the paper, smells it, actually runs his finger along the ink and tastes it. Looks at the information. Squints hard at you guys. Doesn't say anything.
Smile. Fiddle with the black feather.
Smiles back at you, Talon.
Is there any indication that the little figure 8 he's making has anything to do with some Order of the Spinning Hourglass? Is that anything that I would even be able to recognize?
Give me an Arcana roll.
I was thinking something similar.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. It's worth a shot. He's making a little figure 8. It's a pretty common symbol. It's a natural 1. I'm going to spend an inspiration to re-roll that.
Seems fitting.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I'm not supposed, I don't know time magic anymore, but I didn't forget, so.
No.
Okay, that's extremely better. That's an 18 plus 8, so 26.
From what you can tell, from your Arcana earlier, this appears to be an illusion spell of some sort. It doesn't seem to be related to chronomancy, as far as you can tell. Now, it's not the typical somatic component you would see with a either minor or major illusion that he's doing. Probably. But you don't have enough information to say that it could be chronomancy. Like, it maybe a chronomancer has that way of doing this spell, but it is not time manipulation that you're seeing.
Yeah. This is more just from the limited interaction I've had. Is this something I've seen another chronomancer do in any case? But
you have not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. Good question. I like it a lot, but no, not that you can tell. As he spends maybe 2 minutes in silence going over this book.
Oh, he doesn't get to go over the book. Let me be very, very clear.
Page.
My hands are on it, yeah.
Sure. Sorry, going over this one page.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that he is gleaning way more information than you intended.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Either because one, he simply knows more, and two, if he's using magic peeping eyes to look through it, that's his right, but...
Yeah, but he's smelling the paper, tasting the ink, viewing the signature, observing the age of the paper and the yellowing of it, looking at the date, and he seems to glean a lot.
Yep.
More so than just the fact that these figures don't add up.
And then I'm going to turn, when he's done, to tomorrow.
To tomorrow's date.
To tomorrow's date.
Thought so.
And just you can obviously see how much more of the book there is past tomorrow. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, how long did we have?
Look at Burke, actually.
Burke rattles off the number of years and days exactly.
And Master Breville seems to have been hastening that day.
He's the man who started it, and he will be the man to finish it unless we can do something about that. And perhaps not in the way he intended.
I will send my best to go retrieve this notebook. If what you say is in there, he will not make it to the festival.
Well,
I thank you for bringing this to my attention. inclined to get into politics, I think you'd do well here.
I would be very grateful for suggestions of other sympathetic parties to this cause. Not with the ledger mind, but just of the mind. Did you know
Kravos.
any?
Kravos is tired of sitting on his hands, though he is maybe a bit. I just caught that. I made a bad funny. He's only got the one hand to sit on. Sitting on his hand. Oops, Dizzle. That wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. He's tired of sitting on his hand. He may be sympathetic to a new direction. Though he's not. If it was up to me, I would not allow him to lead. That vision is too narrow.
I can't imagine the Master of War is particularly inclined to end such things. But support now is not support always, I suppose.
If you are a member of this council, you have a vote like everyone else.
Anybody a little less intense, a little more low to the ground?
Willing to support removing of a traitor, or looking
Willing to support a young upstart's bid for the seat.
Well, by the old laws, there is no member of House Kion among our council, and there should be. Do some research on your line's right to a seat.
We're working on it. But thank you for confirmation nonetheless.
I'm just looking around at who else might be minimal. The Regent seems to be he's one that's hard to read. He's always seemed above board and done what is best for the kingdom, but at the same time, King Cadden has not come into his power, and is long past time to do so.
Does it seem the Regent is exasperated by this, or...?
Outwardly, yes,
Of course.
but I always look at where the power resides, not always the way people perceive it. I'd be cautious of working with him. The king, on the other hand, well, forgive me if I say this, but you're pretty enough.
Just
His ear certainly
makes
wouldn't
that,
hurt.
like, you know, that one laugh.
Officially, the final say is always with him.
Officially.
And if he says so, you're in.
Sounds like I've got some schmoozing to do. Well, Maestro, thank you for your time on that topic.
I
So-
actually had a question.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Excuse my interruption. I understand this isn't my meeting, but you and I are fairly aligned in both line of work and concern for this city and its people. I
Are you
just
buying
wonder
my
how
help?
we could help each other.
There are a great many things we could do. Help is a very narrow. May I call you Alan?
No.
Well, Sir Star, then. It is a very large problem that is trying to convince a kingdom to march in step that is happy, not doing anything. There are a number of directions to spur them to action.
I ask in this moment not for the kingdom, but for you. You have a specific area of expertise that is of great interest to myself and those I work with. And I feel that not only can I learn much from you, I may be able to help you in reach outside of this kingdom.
Sir Star, you see his vision narrow to you. And give me a perception roll, please.
You got it. That is not terrible, not great. 19.
Okay. The motion of his fingers changes subtly. And you get the sense that you're in a very small bubble. Like your ears are clogged and sound is not reverberating correctly. And he doesn't turn towards you at all.
Like smaller than the bubble that we were in as a group?
Yes.
Okay.
Something's changed in the air.
Okay.
And he says to you without turning his full body to you, "Whom do you serve, Paladin?"
I serve Alaemyr, and there are many lives in this kingdom to protect from the evil that wishes to destroy it.
He takes a long moment.
You want a deception roll on that or something?
Please.
Okay. That is much better.
Ooh.
29.
Nice. Did not roll high enough. He looks at you and says, "My mistake. I thought you may have served another." And then you sense that the
You
room goes back
serve
to normal.
a god.
I serve the master of all secrets.
Insight?
Go for it.
22.
It very likely could be the professor.
Oh, no, I know who. Insight was more trying to determine the truthfulness of his answer.
Oh.
Player, that was obvious enough. I know who we're talking about.
Sure. Yeah. He is very much a even-spoken, monotone. He doesn't, discussing the murder of one of his colleagues brought no rise in his voice.
Okay.
There was emotion in this moment. You got to see that what he is speaking about matters to him. And It seems genuine.
Okay. Serving such a god would require a conversation elsewhere with far fewer people. And whether or not I serve your god, I believe we are on the same side.
He responds in your exact tone of voice. I believe you are correct.
I would like to speak to you privately at a later point.
He nods to you. Your friends are not to be involved in this. Agreed?
Not yet.
He considers that, looks at your attire, your bearing, and nods slowly.
Perhaps we should meet in a holy place then.
I believe your temple. Small room
Agreed.
in the back. I may have some time tonight between 4 and 5. Or just before sunrise.
I'll meet you there.
He nods. Keep in mind, none of the rest of you hear anything. They are having a completely different conversation as far as you all are all aware.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Yeah, and as this moment kind of ends between the two of them, this intimate moment, you hear it's possible we could work together. You seem to be skilled in gathering secrets to you.
I have been at this a very long time, but I have been far less resourced than you. I still have much to learn.
Well, maybe we can swap your knowledge of age for mine of experience then.
I
Gives
think
you a bit
that
of a
would
wolfish
benefit the
grin.
greater good. He returns a smile.
Peercy sent me a sending to Rogers, and I'm going to quickly respond to that so that you get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because I know you wanted to have a conversation with him as well, and with
Yeah.
Rogers. So let me just quickly go through those.
Cool.
Cool. His response is, first thing he says is, I miss you too. I do feel lost, but I do know that stopping the future we saw still matters to me. Yes. I still am involved. And yes, I would like to continue. It's probably 25 words. I wasn't counting.
Okay.
If
Then I would-
not, what do you want to do?
This one's one. I'd cast it again. Like,
Okay.
okay. We will be meeting with the Master of Whispers.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. You are ourselves. Meeting with Master of Whispers.
Secrets.
Sorry, secrets. In tier. Orders, information. Who else should we contact?
His response, Master of Secrets, or no, he would use his name. Maestro Linux knows more than I. He can direct you to a task. I will... Oh, he actually can't head to Tyr because he can't get in.
Well,
He can't get in the city. We'll kind of ignore the fact that he was in there before. If it is time, you're asking him for orders, he'd probably be saying doing what you're doing. It is time to weaken the council's power and replace it with more friendly influences.
All right. I don't message back again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, a day or so ago.
Right.
So, great. So now Talon's just waiting.
Mm-hmm. Great. Hi, Talon. I'm waiting. Cool. I can respond to your other sendings now or later. Up to you.
Later's fine. Those aren't
Cool. Okay. All right. Do you have anything that you want to share with the maestro?
Yes, then.
Okay.
He already saw me twiddle the black feather.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Lord Hartford sent us your way. Or...
It's good to see he's still in the game. Good lad, that one.
I think it's obvious we all are, as is our cell leader, Rogers.
Good. He was a bit of a risk. I'm glad to see he followed through on his promises.
I'm pretty certain you can see what we're up to, then.
Yes. You are going to make my job both a lot easier and a lot harder. So, thank
Right.
and damn you.
Any heads up? I know nothing overt. If movements are happening, or essentially
The enemy
it's
without or the enemy within?
within currently. Without, we'll deal with that later. We've been told it's time to change the council. We have one step to that. We have a lot more information.
Well,
We could share.
the best way to change the council is to allow it to be replaced. Tell me, lad, do you have any noble blood?
He kind of closes his eyes like he doesn't want to say it, but he goes, I do.
Oh, well, then the forgeries won't be necessary. That does make things easier.
We are already working on a plan with that, and he kind of glances at Vesper a little bit.
I think she probably does not meet his eyes
Yeah.
in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Any motions to Sir Star? Well, I think the best job for him would be mine. But I'm not yet ready to retire.
Oh,
It's a large offer.
so stifling.
Yes.
Not a job for old men, this one.
I think that excludes me. Just kidding.
Good to know, Maestro, who is better suited for management and who is better suited for field work.
I'll be honest. I have not been able to put any thought into what happens after the war. There is a singular focus I have in this war. So I guess I shouldn't say that I'm closed off to this offer.
And your singular focus, will that soon be concluded?
I hope it will, but there is
Word.
more information to be gathered before that.
And more
Sorry, what'd you
places
say?
to travel.
I said Dird, because you said I hope it will, and I said Dird.
Ah, got it. That's what you're doing.
Yep, because I'm a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no. Sir Star looks pointedly back down to those fingers to make sure they're still doing the thing.
Mm-hmm. The first pattern, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
What does fingers do?
Let me see what those fingers do.
They'd be working it.
Yeah, his eyes go back up to meet the Master of Secrets because I totally missed his name, unless the Master of Secrets is all that we have.
His first name is Sheln, Sheln, but Maestro Linux is what people have been calling him. Linux is his house name, Maestro is his title.
Sorry, let me write that down.
Sure. I can put it in chat if it's easier.
Always.
The computer, yep, and please do that as well.
Okay. Persons of interest. Apparently, a big truck decided to be like, what up?
There are many important figures in this war, but Willard is one of the top. I need his existence removed. More than most.
Of course, know his name and his reputation. I cannot say I have any assets close enough to solve this problem for you.
I had little hope, but hope nonetheless.
Though I do have an asset that may be able to assist you.
I am willing to take all the assistance I can get.
Sense that there may be an exchange of favors at some point in our future.
Probably from all of us.
Yes.
Talon pulls out the silver elven resistance earring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, does this have any meaning here? To you?
He kind of squints at it. I do not know what that is.
Kind of
Other
smiles.
than a
and
pretty
says,
trinket.
Then it hasn't happened yet. At all.
Did we
so-
each get... Sorry.
Hmm?
Player speaking. Did we
Yep.
each get one or two of those pieces of jewelry? Like 2 earrings apiece?
One earring.
One.
One
Got
earring.
it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I always pictured it in kind of like an ear cuff kind of placement. Not sure
Oh,
if I
I
always
definitely
ever
had
say that.
Vespers be a belly button ring many
Oh,
years ago.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
for sure.
Oh, nice.
Talon doesn't wear it. He has it still.
Sure.
He wore it
Yeah, I
then.
feel like I would have taken it out once we got back to the present.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's-
Stars is buried in his beard.
I saw it
that's
some
nice.
week. It wasn't this one, but it was a few ago.
Talon
Cool.
pulls out Gladimir's book from the future with all the elven stuff in it.
Oh,
And just a little bit of the haversack is like, oh yes, there's also all of this potential information as well.
So
From
his
the
of like
elves.
his breakdown of the war and the elves' view upon it and the major battles and when they happened.
Right. This I need once things are set up enough here, I think. And he kind of looks around as companions. We are all planning, maybe not all of us, but hopefully, to enter negotiations to speak with the elves.
that's the plan.
Opening up that alliance again would be very welcome.
And there's enough information in here to do it. If they even answer the door. But I think I have something that will make certain they at least answer the door.
Well, that would be a grand favor indeed. Absolutely worthy of my help with your little problem.
So our plans do stretch beyond Tyr.
As do all of ours.
Well, our cards are on the table.
I may reach out if there's something of great importance I could use your assistance with.
We are, in effect, at your disposal, Maestro.
Please do.
He stands up and offers a hand to each of you. Not that he has 4 hands, but he one at a time.
He grows
start
2 more
taking-
hands. That would be sweet.
So as he's shaking our hands,
Mhm.
I kind of whistle the song of the professor.
Give me a performance deception roll.
Not a
Charisma
thing.
8 in
Know
that?
what?
I don't know how to
Gotta-
do
you
that.
gotta-
So I get a
Two
plus
rolls.
26.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, I don't like
Can we
that.
crack a
That's-
40 finally?
Finally cracked 40. Give me a performance and give me a deception. One of each, please.
All right.
With
Performance was
advantage for help,
25.
Yeah, go for it.
And yeah. Deception is 28.
Nice.
You said I have advantage on those?
Yes, you do.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, hold on. Let me see that if we're better.
Let
The
the
same.
bard.
Let the bard,
And the
bard,
same.
bard.
Nope.
No,
Like I said,
that's
25,
my job.
28. What I rolled.
Let the paladin bard, excuse me.
Um. Interesting. Okay. He squeezes your hand as you do this, and you feel a small weight left in your hand when he pulls his hand away.
Okay. I'll just stick it in my haversack for now
That's probably a good call.
and look at it later when I know I'm
Mhm.
alone.
Sounds good.
That's what he said.
Beautiful. All right, cool. So he bids you all farewell, and he says, I look forward to a little bit of entertainment the weekend hence. If you are in need of anything, please reach out.
Nod.
Been a very hopeful meeting.
I'm glad we could establish a beneficial partnership. I will be honest, Maestro, I wasn't sure how this was going to go.
He gives you a genuine smile. Neither was I. But every once in a while, you're pleasantly surprised.
Some things have to work out eventually.
Don't jinx it.
No, fair enough. Evening, Maestro.
Evening,
You know where to find us.
Lady Delaith, Sir Star, Burke,
Maestro.
and Heartland. Excuse me.
Mirarin.
Mirarin. And he bows and takes his leave.
Somewhere, Datamir sneezes.
I'm just giving
Good
that
messing
guy
with my
information.
kid. Yep.
Oh,
like-
who's using my name?
Right.
Do.
Hey, Vesper, I got a weird question.
Yeah.
In the past, future, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it just pulls out a spell book. I have this from that wizard in Hecatar that we killed. You want a spell book?
Holy fucking shit. Yes, I do.
Here you go. I have no idea what's in it. Well, I have
Amazing.
kind of an idea what's in it. It's pretty good.
This is
But-
incredible.
I figure you would probably use it a lot more than I would.
I
Since I haven't
am
used
gonna
it all.
try to crack
Amazing.
it. You are the best.
Beautiful. Well, I think that's a good time that our players may take a short rest. Think
Yep.
y'all. Yeah, I think we could use a little bit of 15-minute break before we come back, and I think it gets us right to the festival.
Ugly
There's
duckling.
a couple more things we want to do before then, but that
Yep.
brings us just about there,
Pretty much.
which is excite. So, we will see you guys in about 15 minutes. See you soon.
Soon.
Bye.
Soon.
Well, good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to our lovely D&D group. Just reflecting on how much I've been very happy to game with these lovely people for the past 3 years, and my life's better for it. Love you all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the drill. If you want to go find stuff, go look down. Otherwise, let's go play D&D.
Look at your floor. We're on your floor.
Hooray.
Look
tea
up,
is
look
so
down.
good.
We are your floor. Yeah. All right. I think this brings us right until. Oh, you know what? There actually
Nuh-uh.
is. No.
We got a couple things to knock out real
Couple
quick.
things.
Yep.
One of them is a Hellington. I
What
believe.
time does that happen?
The 17th.
Yeah, I think you're
We
supposed to
have
meet
something
with
to do at 4 a.m.
exactly.
Oh, you do. That's fucking right.
I'm gonna get there closer to 3:30, so Sir Star's gonna get there closer to 3:30, so he can interact with Priest David.
David is in the other town, I believe.
Oh shit! Who's this
David's
one?
in Rose Park.
That's right. Who's this dude?
This is your
Willem.
boy.
There we go.
Yeah, this is your boy Willem.
Yeah, I had those names backwards. It's literally
David,
right
like-
on my feet in front of me too.
David,
Yeah,
we
surprise!
have-
Surprise! I'm
so-
here.
A Willem, a Willard, and a William in this universe.
I hadn't
Guys,
thought about that
so-
until now, and I don't now like it. How dare
I
you?
mean,
You
I
named
I've
Willem
created-
before we knew about Willard, as far as I'm aware. So
And him backwards as well.
Did I?
at least before the rest of
I-
us knew about
that's
Willard
fair.
for sure.
named actually, without
Willem?
fully realizing it, I named Willard and Willem at the same time because they were
That's-
both pre-game.
Yeah,
Wait, no. Willem was the crazy smart guy that was with Bastion.
that was William.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Willem is my connect.
My bad. Okay. You know what? I have over 130 NPCs in my world, and I'm not the most creative with names, so this shit is bound to happen.
How many Johns do you know? All I'm saying.
Jarrett.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, okay. So
Yes.
We got
fun
two
fact
Jasons
about me.
sitting at this table.
Right.
Okay, that's fair. So fun fact about
Just
me,
call me
which I don't know if
Yesness.
any of you guys actually know about. For the longest time, when I started running my games, I kept giving the same NPC name.
I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Never mind. You all know that then. Well, the audience don't know that. I had Garrett as an NPC for probably the first 4 years I was playing D&D. I probably made 50 Garretts. It was a problem. And I didn't realize it, which was the real problem about it.
The actual problem was that you didn't notice, not that there
Yeah.
weren't 50 Garretts.
Yeah. It was amusing. I think Colin was the one that first called me on that. That's all good. Anyways, 3:30 a.m. rolls around. Willem, not to be confused with William or Willard, is fucking sleeping, man. What do you want? It's 3:30 in the morning. You arrive at the Temple of Asilo.
Light taps on his window. If that's a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
With
It's got a
small
window.
pebbles.
Yeah.
I assume it's locked, right?
Some
You can't just
serenading music
walk
too.
in.
If I were the king of the
Be
forest.
your hero,
I was like,
baby.
how's the boombox game?
my hands are literally above my head right now.
Yes, yes.
God damn, excellent. All right, give me a roll to seduce. And by seduce, I mean, I don't care. Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
I don't care was not the what I was expecting.
I
there.
want this to work.
15.
God damn it.
What was it?
That's a 15.
All right, that's not a celibate. That's not a celibate sect. You're good. You're good. You're good. You know, it comes to the window and looks kind of. All right, yes, come in, and he kind of puts on his frock shirt, basically a big long dress. That's what I'm picturing, right? It's the shirt that goes from the shoulders all the way to the feet. It's
Isn't
effectively
that a frock?
Is it a frock? Is that the name of it? I used the
That's
word
what I
before realizing what I don't actually know what a frock is, but I used it, and I feel like that might be correct.
Get
Frog.
frog.
It's an evolved term. It used to mean dress. Now it kind of means like a tunic, similar thing.
Oh, so
All
we're
right.
both wrong.
So we're all the way.
It's not
yeah.
inappropriate.
Your sigh of exasperation speaks volumes about how appropriate it was.
It's not an exasperation. It's a sigh of how much time do you want to spend on frock. Here.
Clearly, at least
Old-timey
2 minutes.
PJs.
At
No
least 2
more.
minutes.
No
He
more
gets
is
to
the
the
right
door.
answer.
He gets to the door, opens up. Yeah.
I am so sorry to bother you at this time, Brother Willem, but there is
I'm going back to bed. Come on
a
in.
meeting I need to have here.
Okay.
And I need to ask you a question before you leave me. Once we get inside. Come along.
He opens the door. He's got a small little candle in his hand.
Door closes behind Sir Star. Sir Star goes in for a hug, and during that hug, Sir Star whispers, "Are you aware of the Master of Secrets and who he serves?"
Is he now? Let me check. I don't know if he does. Well, who do you know and why?
I have beer.
You know, he knows nothing. It's cool.
Okay, Jon Snow.
Yeah, he kind of gives you a look. I'm sorry?
It seems he may be more of an ally than previously expected. I was hoping you would be able to confirm this.
Oh. That, Master. Okay, right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about, questions of the divine. I'm awake. Yes. The counselor. Mr. Linux.
Linux, Maestro, Linux.
Yes, that's the one. Obviously, the DM knows, and it was the character's mistake, not the DM's. Fine. I have not. He has not prayed with me before.
He knows about the back room.
Oh.
So much so that he requested or recommended that as our meeting place. If you would allow.
It is not for me to bar, but the maestro. He will not allow that place to be abused. You are his instrument. I leave this in your care.
Thank you, brother. Sleep well. Shall I wake you on my way out, or should I just lock up?
Well, I was going to go back to sleep, but now I have much on my mind. Fuck it, I'll make some coffee. And he goes, you can see him kind of shuffling over to hear some beans being ground and a kettle being put on. Comes back in a small waistcoat, cup of coffee, and offers to pour you a cup
Yes, thank you.
before he heads out to the head of the church and begins. No, actually, he heads to a staircase around the rear pulpit and descends downstairs, leaving you to go about your business.
Yeah, Sir Star waits for old dude to show up.
It's about 20 minutes, and you see, but do not hear, the old door open. Though you could have sworn it creaked when it was open for you.
Did we lock it?
You did.
Cool. Okay.
In walks a man who bears very little resemblance to the one you saw at the booth earlier today.
Oh, can I
Wearing-
backpedal?
Yes, of
never
course.
mind. Never mind. Go ahead.
He wears tight, form-fitting leathers that showcase a rather athletic build. His movements are sure, quick, and he slips a set of lockpicks back into his purse on his side and closes the door silently with a small gesture of his hand. The door closes and he locks the door behind him.
Sir Star reaches out a hand to shake his hand. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
And with that handshake, Sir Star pulls him in for a one-armed embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Insight on illusion?
Really insight.
Well, I mean, really, it's
give me
just I
perception.
touch him, and yeah, there we go.
Sure.
It's perception. Like
Yeah, give me
I
a
touch
perception
him,
roll.
and I get to see if this is an illusion
Mhm.
on top of who he was before, or if this is the real him, kind of thing. You know.
Sure.
No. There we go. That's a 21.
Okay, great. What you are seeing is a man a few decades beyond his prime, but one that is kept fit as he's aged. His, as you grip him tightly, you do feel that his arms are not as firm as you'd expect someone of, maybe 20 or 30. But he has worked his entire life to be as nimble as he is. He moves like a man in his 30s, but he's not one, or 20s, really. The man you saw, that more soft-spoken.
And I also shook his hand.
Mm-hmm. The hand is the same. The only thing that really matches is the grip strength of the handshake. That man is a mask that is being worn to match the perception of an old scribe. This man is definitely a man of action. One that is not content with entering information in a ledger.
And
But we'll go
seems
seek out.
to be the real man.
Yes.
Sorry, player Nate was still kind of confused in there.
All good. It's more of his bearing, his posture, the surety of his steps has changed. To where while it is the same man, he moves with a grace that you did not expect this to be possible in someone of his age.
Okay.
Is that more clear?
Yeah, a bit. We'll move along.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move along.
Sure.
Come along. Or should I say lead the way?
He will move to a side door. And he kneels down and says, "No. After you, brother."
With a nod of Sir Star's head, he moves along.
After doors opened, he will follow behind you, and he will, when the door is closed, he will move over to the small altar in the back,
Ditto.
place a small scroll tied tightly with a black ribbon in a basin. He whispers something. Give me perception.
Okay. That is terrible. That is a 10.
Okay, you don't hear what he whispers, but you do see him ignite the paper. And it burns away in a matter of moments into the bowl. As his head has remained bowed over it, he's
Sorry to
standing.
interrupt.
Yep, it's okay.
Does player Nate correctly remember something about burning secrets to the god?
Yeah,
Cool,
one of
thank
the
you.
things that you know is that the professor's trade is secrets.
Right.
The
'Cause
offerings
I
that are
thought
made.
I remembered this
Yes.
being a thing. I just needed to confirm that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not the way to give those secrets is not always standard.
Right.
This one maybe is a bit more dramatic. It appears that he wrote it on flash paper to make it extra dramatic, but to have something of a secret being shared, given to your god, is what is expected of his faithful.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
So
It is good to
appears
see you
that
appreciating the faith.
it is refreshing to be able to pray openly.
Have you not? Have you not prayed with Willem?
No.
I wonder why it is you feel you can't trust our brother.
It is not a question of trust, just I have a small altar that I use at home. I don't come to this place for guidance, like some might.
Neither do I, but I have not yet built my own altar. I haven't had time.
I will not be one to tell you how to honor the maestro. That is between you and him.
Yes, there is much between him and I.
You're the first paladin of his I've ever met. I will say, it's an honor to meet you.
Thank you. It is always a pleasure to meet a brother of the faith, or a follower in general of the faith. But I would say that you are the third I've met living.
The maestro does doesn't seem to be too excited about recruiting as some of the others.
He is much choosier.
I've always liked that about him.
I have been elevated to one of his champions for now. And we have shared goals.
As this is a place of secrets, will you share that story with me? How did you become one of his chosen?
In my flight from Willard, I sought any power that would help me defeat a vampire. I have spent a lot of time hiding from this vampire. And I think that you can help me in both my own ability to gather secrets, as well as our shared goal of wiping his stain from our plane. It should not have come as such a surprise that you are also a follower. How did you find him?
I have spent my entire life Since I was a boy, trying to seek what no one knows. I feel like I'd always known that a god like him existed, even before I met him, or was introduced to his teachings. I'd like to think he found me. There was a problem to be removed when I was younger. A man who threatened the kingdom. And after I dealt with the problem, a book fell off his person. Excuse me, his body. Fell opened and a ray of moonlight showed the cover. Felt like I was meant to take it up. That was 35 years ago.
He does have quite a knack for keeping an eye out for talent. I did not think I was praying to him initially. I didn't know he existed.
I don't think any of us do when we first start.
It's kind of on brand.
He's a weird one. Found that often when I was seeking a problem or seeking a solution, he would guide me to the answer. I have twice in my life dreamt of his sacrum.
The cave.
No, the mirror maze. What cave?
Each time I've seen him, it's been more of a cave. Cages hanging from the ceiling.
Well, perhaps that is not meant for me. You show me glimpses into truths that were lost. I thank him when I can, and offer up secrets of my own.
As do I. In honor of our God and this place, I am willing to share a deeper secret with you. If you would share one of your own first.
What do you ask of me?
In this very moment, one of your personal secrets.
I have a few.
Don't we all?
Anyone interesting certainly must. How about this? For the past 15 years or so, one of my primary responsibilities has been removing bastards. King. I am personally responsible for the deaths of over 50 children. And there's one that I missed.
There's like a flexing of muscle from Sir Star's neck down into his fist at the
Mhm.
mention of killing children. He doesn't say anything.
Sure. One bastard who thinks himself a pirate king is gathering followers to make a run at the king. Secret to damn my soul.
Is that concern more pressing than Nocturna?
Thing is more pressing than Nocturna.
That's
Thankfully,
what
this
I
man
thought.
is a fool. He will be dealt with one way or the other. From the information I have, he's making more enemies than friends. Don't remember his name right now, sorry. It's in my notes
Hopefully
somewhere.
that will make that threat easier to deal with.
It's my literal job.
And possibly I might be able to help with that. Now, I have asked a secret of yours, and I shall offer one of my own. Let me ask you, how old do I look?
Always hard to tell with as much facial hair as you possess, but your skin seems unmarred. No pot marks or wrinkles or ages. You look somewhere in your late 20s. But information about you goes back at least 50 years.
I turned 80 this year. And I'm not sure how much longer I'll live. Sometimes I wonder if I'm immortal. But that seems foolish to think of.
I don't know if even the gods are immortal.
Some of them used to be mortal.
Yes, they were.
Willard wants me. And if he captures me, it could spell doom for those that oppose him in the war.
Why? What does he want with you, and why are you special?
Willard is toying with soul magic.
You see his lips pressed together.
He
Something
has
I've
made
heard of.
progress. But luckily I have evaded him for almost 70 years.
Are you the product of soul magic?
I am a product of everything I experienced before this moment. And soul magic seems to have played a part in that.
And do you know what would happen in specific terms if Willard were to capture you?
No. He takes children He turns them into monstrosities. Poor children. Innocent in their living. His eyes slightly narrow at this guy who admitted to killing children.
Yep. He spreads his hands.
I have interrupted his plans. He controls the town of Naladovi, and he runs his magic there. But I cannot yet re-enter the city. It drains my life force.
If you were able to enter the city, what is it you'd want to accomplish?
I need to learn more about how his ritual magic has worked under that city. And I need to know if I can stop it.
I could probably spare a resource to set it in your place.
That would be much appreciated. That would free me up to hopefully spend more time investigating his workshop. The monsters he creates are pivotal in the vampire's efforts in this war.
Focus on re-establishing contact with Spire. I will get you the information about Naladovi, how it works, and who's in control.
Thank you. I knew we could help each other.
Yes. I think so. Oh, and the guy's name, the bastard, his name is Captain Blue, B-L-U.
Wow, nice.
Thank you, Allie, for digging that one up while we're
November 2020, baby.
Oh my God, it's so long ago.
It's
Oh my,
so
wait,
long
whoa,
ago.
whoa, that's full through. Oh wow, okay,
How are we spelling blue? Is it like
B-L-U.
B-L-O-O? Oh, that's
B-L-U.
cool.
Can't believe that was 3 years ago. Damn.
We love Allie. Thank you, Allie.
Allie remembered a very specific piece of context around discussing this guy
Mhm.
and was able to dig it up based on that.
Fucking
I'm very confused. Captain Penny Swells. Oh man, we've been in this world for a minute. That's pretty cool. Very good. So you guys have made a bit of a deal. Information something you were already planning on doing, but he's been offered to pay you in getting information from Naladovi. Just for fun, I'm going to write a note about that so I don't forget.
That seems like that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, with my pencil that I know where it is.
We use pencils here,
I mean, how could I have lost it? I
or
didn't.
pens, or
You know what?
random notes on our phone.
Sharpie, big Sharpie. Let's do this. It's fine.
Crayon.
Mhm.
In the Marines. All right, there we go. And love to see it. Love to see everything working exactly as planned.
Is there anything else I can do to help you in the meantime along my travels?
I will have to take this note later because it's just not. Oh, I found the pencil. Sorry, one sec. Write it down.
Travels. Old
Travels.
man.
Anything I can do? Okay. The biggest annoyance of my time dealing with the fuckboy. The king needs to be removed, or to get a wife, or to get his head on straight.
I assume you've tried the fear of God.
Yes.
Yes.
He seems to be only interested in his baser urges. Far too much of my time is spent cleaning up after his messes. Don't have that kind of time to waste anymore.
I'll see what I can do about that. What? While I have you, I've heard a rumor
Rumor has
that.
it.
Thank you. That the bad place sends some of its prisoners away underwater. I heard the ramblings of a drunk man talking about a giant tentacle. Do you know anything of this?
No.
You might want to investigate the deep waters after dark around the bad place.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
We'll see what I can find. Most of my attention and direction is about securing threats from the throne. But it's important to know if people are abusing their power.
There are always people abusing their power, and I will always work from the shadows to stop them.
I'm glad to have met you, Sir Star.
I'm glad to have met you in this light, Maestro. Kind of narcissistic of you to call yourself Maestro, by the way.
I always thought it was amusing.
And does he find it amusing?
Well, he hasn't complained to me yet.
I'll be sure to ask him next time I see him.
He gets a little bit pale when you say that. Well, if he has a problem, please let me know. I will be glad to amend the title.
I'm sure you would. And I'll let you know. Thank you for your time.
Of course. Sounds like I have a stroll to take near the bad place.
Seems like it. With your perceptive eyes and keen mind.
He starts to limber up. Does some stretches. See you soon, then.
That you will. Safe travels.
And you, brother. And he slips out silently. Alone with your coffee.
He finishes his coffee
Great.
and heads back up to the main area.
Main area meaning
like the what's the word here? The chapel, like where I first
Oh,
walked
certainly.
in, that area,
Yeah, the main part of the
right?
the church.
See?
Yeah, right. It's
That
not
room.
really a church because it's not a Christ place. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the holy structure, the temple dude.
The main room with the
The main room or the
pews
building
and
where the people pray.
seats and the altar and that stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of like waits around for a moment to see if Willem appears before making his way all the way out.
He doesn't in the next 20 minutes or so.
Yep, Sustar locks up.
Great.
Kind of picks the lock back into place and leaves.
Perfect. Okay. That brings us to a couple of late already but Allie, did you want to have there's 2 more I'd like to get done tonight. That's cool.
Yeah, if you want to do the conversation with
Rail.
Rail.
Yeah, we'll do with Rail. And there's one other thing I want to do when the festival starts. So just a real quick thing. Yeah. I think if there's anything else, I'm going to hop to the next scene.
That is it for me. Thank
Lovely,
you.
lovely. All right, Allie. It's the 17th. It's IO Day. You have class. And when you get out of class, you see an absolute ginormous mountain of a man. Got to be at least 7'1", 7'2". Shoulders, big as a barrel. Huge chest, just packed on muscle. Mostly a bald pate with a long beard and just the biggest smile you can see. And waving to you as you get out of class.
Yeah, I'll smile and approach. Yeah, this is more than Dad's ever done for me. Picking me up after class.
Well, I wouldn't be too hard on him.
He was busier than you are these days, I assume. But she's like teasing,
I'll have you know, as he basically hands you a sweet bun, that I threshed the wheat myself.
Mm-hmm.
I pounded it into flour myself.
Mm-hmm.
I raised the yeast. I cooked the bread. I proofed it. I pressed it, and did that all for myself from scratch. And I'll have you know that is not an easy thing to do. Hell, I even pushed the plow.
Well, that's what they keep you around for. Last I checked.
Rude.
But true.
Oh well. Try it.
Okay.
And he hands it to you.
Yeah, she'll take a big bite.
It's not bad. It's not great. It's not
You know,
bad.
I think it just dried out in the journey a bit, but the flavor? Spot on. Spots. Come on, brain. Spot on.
Spots.
Flavor? Spots.
Mm.
Tastes like spots. What's that?
The spots I smell blood and I fall down.
Oh god.
Oh no. And that ends the story of Vesper, killed by a lovely piece of bread.
Worth it. Spot on.
Yeah. And
Let's take a stroll while I finish this, and I'll find somewhere to chat. Were you comfortable? Your journey? Did you just arrive?
yeah, I came in. Did the farm work this morning, and then head right in on the first wagon I could.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
I'll probably take him back to our apartment,
Mhm.
because that's the best place I'm gonna keep the peepineers out, probably.
Sure. He also has some apartments there at the Keon Estates.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, if he wants to go there, that's fine too.
I mean it's all the same big building.
Yeah.
It's the same dorm.
We're all in a fucking dorm,
Pretty
real.
much.
But yeah, take him back there.
Mhm.
Polite small talk on the way.
Mhm.
How are you? How have you been? How's the fam?
I
Etc.
mean,
Etc.
my wife died, which sucks. But
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, Auntie, I should know this, but I don't. I don't have the other notebook with me. What's her name?
All good. A brain is not being nice to me right now. Who is
Ha!
Auntie
You
Nate?
also don't know.
I know, right? Bad at things. In notes that I have, Mal, help! Send me a message right now. You still awake? Maybe.
Anyway, it's she'll be like, oh, not Auntie. What's her name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Auntie, that lady.
Person whose
Yeah.
name I should definitely have written down from another game.
We're cross-pollinating this one. It's gonna be great.
Always.
So it happens when you run multiple games in the same world.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I was too. That's right. There's his voice. It's way down here.
Yeah, well, I can imagine. Well, not to, and then just keep going with the conversation until there seems to be an appropriate point to bring up the subject. Because
Sure.
it's like, wow, I can't just ask you for something after you told me your wife died. Yikes.
Yeah. Well, good to see you.
You as well. It's been, well, better part of a decade.
Zenifer was her name.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Auntie Zen. Well,
You chat fondly about where
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
ride on his shoulders as they did farm work together. You I feel like Zenifer, the auntie, was the one who convinced you to be like, don't take nothing from no man who's not going to give you happiness.
Yeah,
You go
she's
live
like,
your
baby
life."
girl, run.
Don't
You don't want to
this
be
fuck.
here?
No.
Don't stay. Go do
Yeah.
something else.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. But once the conversation kind of lightens again, Vesper, and they're settled,
Yep.
made tea or what have, she'll eventually get around to. So, I wish that I could have simply asked you here because I wanted you company, but things aren't so simple these days. So I'm sure you're aware.
I recall the life, yes.
So, how is your relationship with... What would be the name of the head of House Kian?
The head of House Kian. Her name is on one of these papers. Boop, boop, a doop. Barcella.
So how is your relationship these days with Duchess Barcella exactly?
I mean, always have nice words between us. She never asked me anything that I was willing to do. She seems to be willing to work for herself. Honestly, I like her, but I'm not saying, like, politically, I don't know.
Well, you think... Is she satisfied with the way things are going right now? Or has she been a little more back in my day, complain, etc.?
Yeah, she never really... She never was one to spend a bunch of time focusing on politics.
Didn't think so.
We had food to grow, people to feed.
We've got better
livestock
things to do.
Yeah.
But you know that part of the reason it's so hard for House Kian right now is because we don't have a lot of representative in the council.
Yeah, Barcella was offered, but she turned it down.
Why on earth? She's too busy? And she didn't want to offer up somebody in her place, or?
Don't think she wants to play games.
Well, chap, do I have a proposition for you? I love games. And I have it on authority, and this must not leave your brain, you understand me? That there may be a vacancy on the council in quite short order.
I mean, adventure days are behind me, but, I guess I can still throw down. Who we hitting?
Rail, no. No, Rail. He'll be... Let's not worry about how he gets out. Let's worry about what happens once he's out. I'm not asking I'll introduce you to Burke when we're done with this conversation. I have somebody who takes care of that side of things for me, and he is a delight.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You know, I was talking to politicians all week, so this is quite refreshing, actually. What I'm saying, Rael, is that I am going to try to make a bid for it. And get House Kian back what it needs. Its allotted representative, its say, its resources.
Yeah. I vote for you.
I appreciate that. How do we feel about... I almost just called her Bayonetta. That's not her name.
Barcella.
Thank you, Barcella. And how... any perception on how Barcella might feel about that? Would she just be happy to have a butt in a seat, or is she more...
I don't think she'd be opposed, but let me talk to her.
Okay. If she'd like to talk to me, if she's coming, for example, I'm happy to speak with her as well.
Yeah, she'll be here. Well, oh shit, it's after tomorrow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because things might be happening a little more quickly than I anticipated, which isn't a bad thing, but
No.
means I need to get my feet underneath me, so to speak, quite quickly.
Are you gonna give up the sword? Are you gonna give up the life then?
For as long as I need to. Some people are more... well, I go where I'm needed right now.
Yeah.
And where I'm needed, unfortunately, is draped in jewels, drinking wine, in a seat on the council. And she smiles.
Oh shit!
What a
you're
terrible
serious.
life it sounds like.
I'm very sorry. I still picture you. Maybe he puts his hand down to his knees, this high.
Yeah, whacking you
Dirt
about
in
the
your
knees
hair?
with a piece of wood. With a
I
stick.
was able to hold my own. You did not defeat me.
You didn't even flinch, and that's what kept me going, frankly. But, it's been some time since then, and much as I, well, it wouldn't be my first choice, but it is. She gets much more serious. Her face does.
Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to do it, Nobody else is gonna fucking step up, and my friends and I have been through some shit, so...
Yeah, you look a little older.
Yeah. More than you know.
No, if you ever want to talk, it's not an easy life. You lose a lot of things that matter.
Yeah.
I've been there.
We'll talk more once the hard part is done. But I'm not the only one making sacrifices for the good of this stupid nation right now, so...
He kind of kneels down, puts a hand on your shoulder. Is there anything you need? You ask. Here?
Just kind of slumps her head into his side. Thanks.
Kind of
I'm
gathers
just
you up
gonna
into a
stay
hug.
here for 5 minutes and take a quick nap.
He picks you up like you're a little kid again.
Oh
Puts you on his
shit, I didn't
shoulder,
mean this. Okay, bye.
and basically just kind of takes you on a walk and just kind of holds you like you're a little girl again.
Koala. I'm the backpack now.
Yep. And he pats your back and chuckles and tells you a story of now that you're older, you know that it's very abridged.
Yep.
Of a story of adventurers who slew a dragon. Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because you remember that story and you fell asleep to it many times, but
Uncle Rail, I'm not so fond of stories of dragons these days.
yeah. That's when you grow up.
Yeah. And that's it.
Cute little scene. Let the two of you have your time. I'll let you qualify.
Just making sure that he will pass on the message to.
Yes. He absolutely will.
Nope.
He is your favorite uncle.
Still Bayonetta in my head. I'm sorry. Barbaressa.
Barbarella. No.
Barbarella. Barbosa.
Barbosa.
Terrible. I'm
Burrito.
sorry. I can't keep people's names in my fucking head today.
Barcella. Whichever, it's fine. Okay. This will bring us to tomorrow evening. I do have a question. It feels like there's been a lot of tension between Vesper and Talon since Talon has agreed to marry Rayland. Have they been spending their evenings together, or is that on hold?
I don't know. I mean, I think Talon.
I was
still
like,
tried.
I feel like that's probably a thing they'd have to work out.
Yeah.
If anything, be like,
Yeah.
do we keep doing this? Does that make it worse? Does that make
Right.
it? Do we take as much time as we've got? How much time is that?
Right.
I haven't really started yet. I've just learned about her, so I don't know. I don't know the right answer
Yeah,
right now.
Okay.
I feel like that's a conversation we'll have. And then,
Sure.
doesn't have to happen right now, obviously.
No. I'm just kind of
So-
curious if Talon's spending the night alone tonight.
Mm.
Assassins.
Ooh,
He
assassins.
does. If he does and he doesn't.
I feel like, and like I said, we don't have to have this whole conversation
No.
right now, but I feel like Vesper would try to stay away for like 2 days and then be like, I can't do this. I want as much time with you as I could possibly get.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
That feels right. Yeah. So what's y'all passive perceptions?
16.
Talon?
Hold on. 13.
13. All right. Well, the night before festival, somebody needs to roll a d20. It's me. I'm the one. And let's find out how our boy does. Oh. Yeah. All good. I will say this. Talon, a dart hits you in the side, causing fire to run through your leg and into your hands. And pain gasps out of you, waking both you and Vesper up.
Okay.
We're going to end our session here tonight.
What was the thing in the guy handed me?
Oh, it was a holy symbol that seems to change depending on where you are in the city. If you think about a different god, it morphs into that.
Nice.
It's a small pendant.
And how much damage did I take from the thing?
Ooh, that's rough. You take 12 points of damage. I need you to make a constitution save, please. Thank you very much. All right, we will end things here and we will pick up back here next time. Okay, hope you all had fun.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. I enjoy the ever-living heck out of playing with y'all.
Yeah.
And for those of
That
you,
was a blast.
yeah, it was some good stuff. Got everything I prepped. We haven't gotten to, which is awesome. Thank you, Mortals and Monsters, for venturing with us into the world of Alaemyr. just as a reminder, we stream bi-weekly here on Twitch. That means every other week, not twice a week. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or now X, I believe, and YouTube, where we share updates, sneak peeks, and magical surprise. It's still Twitter? Still TwitX.
Don't give in to
No.
one stupid man's demands. It's Twitter forever.
I mean, it's what you know what wherever you go, the place, that's where we is, okay? It's still twitter.com. Before you go, we do need your help. Our lovely players here have been awesome tonight. We need to know who you like the best. And there's a live poll up on Patreon. Actually, we're going to go up in about 11 minutes, but I'll pop it up a little bit earlier. For who do you think deserves a Destiny point? What is Destiny point? You know what Destiny point is. You don't need me to tell you. It makes you do things that you shouldn't be able to because it's awesome. It's an extra resources. Who won last week's Destiny point, you ask? Vesper. It was Vesper. Vesper won again.
Y'all, I am at 19 out of 20 Destiny.
Oh no! So close. And I mean, you are poised to take on that thing.
I'm trying.
I know. If you're looking to interact with us directly, you can join our Discord. Also find us on Patreon. Patreon, go there. You don't have to like sign up or give us money or anything, but that is where the I will post that in the chat in just a second. That is where you will find our Destiny Point poll. I'm actually going to do that right now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I absolutely loved running the games for all of you. Our next episode will be Monday the 30th, the day before spooky time, Halloween. And hope to see you there. But until then, keep your quills sharp and your eyes wide. See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Pasta.